Okay, so here we are, Toyota timing job part 2. I apologize. I'm really learning how to run this camera and I'm just using my phone and the battery died on the first one. So where we started at was we disconnected our battery first. We took a little bit of extra time. We got our throttle cables out of the way. We got our washer fluid reservoir out of the way. We then got our belt out of the way, and then we went ahead and jacked our engine and supported it, and we removed our dampener support between the engine and the engine mount itself there. Then from there, I believe that's where I lost you on the video, we went ahead and removed the alternator, and then we also went ahead and removed our support. Now once we got our support out of the way, we went ahead and removed the tensioner. Okay, now you're gonna need size 17, size 14, size 13, size 12, and size 10 millimeters in order to do that. And after we got our belt and tensioner and all that out of the way, we then went ahead and disconnected our power steering pump by first removing the pulley, and then using 14 millimeter ratchets and wrenches, we removed the 2 bracket bolts. Now we put our 14 millimeter ratchet on the back, and we put our wrench on the front, and that's how we got those out. And so from there, what I'm going to do next is we'll use our trusty pry bars here, and we'll just go ahead and we'll work our power steering pump out of our way the best we can, just using patience really to kind of work it out of there, if you can see that focus there. So there's nothing to it other than patience at this point, and it's just all about getting on it on the right spot and getting a good spot that you can get into pry there. So yeah, we'll get our power steering pump. Now we won't disconnect the lines or anything like that, so we won't have to bleed it out. So we'll just go ahead and push that out of the way there, and then after that we'll go ahead and get our water pump off, and then from there we will then work on our harmonic balancer down here. So I'm gonna go pause the video and go plug it in so I don't lose you guys, and I'll show you what all that looks like. Okay, and we're back with you here. Now, while we were gone, we used our pry bar, and as you can see, we got our power steering pump out of the way. It's not disconnected, so we don't necessarily have to worry about bleeding it. So it looks like I might save some supply money right there, not needing power steering fluid. And then we also got our water pump out of the way, and then using a 19 millimeter socket in our impact gun, we were able to get our harmonic balancer off and out of the way. So now the next step in this process is going to be getting the timing cover off. Now before you do that, you have a sensor right here that I set to the side. It is your crankshaft position sensor, okay? And it sits inside of the timing cover, so you want to go ahead and get that removed and just push that out to the side. You want to double check, make sure you're at top dead center, and you can do that by checking your camshafts. Hold on just a second. All right, there we go. So yeah, you can do that by checking your camshafts. Your 2 cam lobes are up. In cylinder number 1, valves are closed on the compression stroke, and you can even see down there, if you can with a light, and you can look down in there and see the top of the piston head there. So now this is where we really want to slow down. Take your time as you start removing your timing cover bolts. Go in and look at factory specifications and check to see if there's a pattern. There is a pattern, so go in and check it and follow that pattern when removing these bolts. Now, what I see a lot of people do is they get in a rush and they'll leave 1 or 2 bolts, and then they'll get in here and they'll start prying on this aluminum cover and they'll end up cracking it. This aluminum cover is very, very easy to crack. So we're going to take a 10mm socket, and we're going to go in and we're going to get our timing cover off. Okay, and so here we are now at the final steps of the removal process. And like I said, once you get all your bolts out and you've confirmed you've gotten all your bolts out, and what I've done for my timing cover is I've right here, I've laid my bolts out in the pattern that I pulled them off. So that way when I pull my timing cover off, I can just stick my bolts back in and I won't have to worry about that at all. And then all I use was my pry bar. And you have some points they give you. You can get right in here, okay? And then just start prying. Do not stick anything in between that surface there. You take the chance of messing it up. On the bottom down here, you can get your pry bar, and you can get right in this little ear right here, and you can pull forward. And the same thing goes for over here. You have a little ear that you can get in, and you can just work it forward. And then once you've got it nice and loose all the way around, you can just get in there and pull it off. And then take your timing cover, and you're going to set that nicely aside. And we're going to clean all this up now, bring it back to perfection. And there you have it. Here is your timing. And so we'll be changing all of this. Look at that. That tensioner guide is all kinds of funky. So there you go, folks. We know we're at TDC. We've got our timing and components off. So our next step is going to be removing our gears, removing our VVT gears as well. Well, everybody, thank you for watching my videos. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in comments or shoot me an email. I have been known to exchange phone numbers and walk people through steps over the phone. Anything that I can do to help. Thank you for supporting me, Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician.